fallout, smoke, women crying for their sons because their sons are not, Romans killing riotous groups that are rising up. Free Judea, free our people, autonomy for Israel. You had Herod, an Edomite, and his dynasty. Herod's ruling, killing any potential threat, any potential Messiah. Then you had the Pharisees and the Sadducees that we learn from Josephus are not Jews by birth. No, the Most High is asking for us to have faith. What's up, BC Dynasty? This is your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. JB Zion. Y'all show me some love, show me some love. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Zion Dynasty. First, I want to say shalom to all my Israelite brothers and sisters. Shalom to my Gentile watchers as well. Y'all just thank you for all the love and the support. And we're back in this thing. Moses looked up to heaven and said, God, what you want us to do? The Egyptians are coming. And the Most High said, Moses, what you got in your hand? Then Joshua comes after him and he don't even look up. And the Most High said, just keep walking to the promised land. And when he gets to the river Jordan, I believe, it just parts. So if we are looking at faith increasing over time, the Most High is asking for us to have faith. Christ said, blessed is that servant that I find working when I return. What does that mean? Are we supposed to sit back and wait on the kingdom? Are we supposed to make it happen? Christ said, greater works that I did shall you do. We don't really look at these scriptures and say that's applied. That means Israel is supposed to be working. Like when you look at Judah Maccabee, that's why they took these books out of the Bible. Them brothers were rebel rousers. Them brothers were militant. Them brothers said, we're going to free our people by any means necessary. They were the Malcolm X before the Malcolm X. And they were willing to do whatever it took to make that thing happen. And that's what white people are afraid of. They are afraid of our people talking like the way I'm talking. Talking like a Stokely Carmichael or something, saying that we need our own nation, we need our own reparations, and we need to make the kingdom happen for our people. Let me help you guys a little bit further. Now, when we went through the gospel, when we went through why was Yeshua sent on earth? Matthew 1:21 says that he came to save his people from their sins. Luke 1:68 through 74 says that blessed be the God and Redeemer of the people Israel, who has came to deliver them from the hands of their enemies. Right? We said, oh, well, Christ was sent for everybody. We looked at Matthew 15:24 that he said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Not just that, but we went through the whole Gentile misconception that these Gentiles were Hellenized Israelites. In John 7:35, he says the Pharisees are like, where is this cat going to go that we can't find him? Is he going to go to the diaspora? Are those dispersed among the Gentiles? Let the word speak for itself, y'all. We looked at John chapter 11, verse 47 through 52, where Caiaphas was saying that, yeah, Christ need to die because this joker going to get the whole providence of Judea taken from us. It's better that this one man die for this nation, the Jews, but not just the Judeans, but the children of God that are scattered. And a lot of y'all are like, well, that was Christ's time. Christ was sent to Israel. We get it. But the apostles' message and the Spirit of God was leaning toward all of humanity. That's justified. We looked at Peter and James. We looked at Peter saying that he was an apostle to the strangers. That is those that are scattered in all these different regions, just like in Acts chapter 2. We look at James, the brother of Yeshua himself. In James chapter 1, verse 1 says an apostle to those scattered, the 12 tribes. We looked at Paul. I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with it. Paul was a Roman-born citizen, so he was a Roman, but ethnically, he was a black Judean of the tribe of Benjamin. That's just like African Americans. We're Israelites, but we're Americans, born in captivity. So you have to know that Paul was speaking to that type of people. 4 verse 5. We got to end this, y'all. Now, in the same book of Galatians, this is where the whole contention of neither Jew nor Gentile arises. Let's go to Galatians chapter 4, beginning at verse 5, and it reads, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Wait a second, y'all. Let's go back to Romans chapter 9, verse 3, because this piggybacks it. In Romans, recall that in chapter 9, verse 3, it reads, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my people, my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, To them pertains the adoption. Whoa, wait a second now. To them pertains the adoption. Wait. Now let's go back to Galatians chapter 4, verse 5. To redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive adoption of sons. Wait a second. If the adoption pertains to Israel, right? And it says to redeem them that were under the law. This is in the book of Galatians. Paul is talking to Israelites. Paul was speaking to Israelites that had been Hellenized and that were living in European countries. JB, why do you bring all of this up? The gospel message never changed. Free Israel. Free Palestine. Deliver the 12 tribes. Restore autonomy for Israel. That's why Christ was sent. That's why the apostles were sent. And that's why Paul was sent. Paul knew that our people had been so lost in the sauce that, wait, Peter, y'all can't discriminate against them because they eating pork chops and sausage, egg, and biscuits. Sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits in Babylon, right? You can't discriminate against them because they've been Hellenized because of the curses of Deuteronomy 28. And that they're not going to be keeping law. But we have to spoon feed them, win them first, let them know that they the people, let them know that they belong to the Most High. And they'll learn about Moses on the Sabbath and that kind of thing, right? Our people need to realize, you guys, and I'm going heavy into this Black Power series, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand that Dr. King's goal, Malcolm X's goal, Fred Hampton's goal, Stokely Carmichael, or Kwame Ture, their goal was to deliver Israel, and they were crucified for it. That's why them Jews got a Messiah ben Joseph that's supposed to die, and then a Messiah ben David that comes. It's a political way to say that we see y'all, black leaders, and we're going to put in your minds that all that's going to happen is they're going to die because they're not immaculate, or they're not coming from the sky, or their own people going to kill them because they're not going to trust their own leaders. But if I could convince you that these leaders have been the Most High God in disguise, and that we've been fighting our own salvation as a people, and that what Dr. King and these boys were saying was that we need to think like a nation, that Christian church of things don't matter and that don't matter, and that Christ don't care about nationality, even though he wept for his people, even though his mother was an Israelite, even though he said he was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But the church had convinced you that stuff don't matter. And that's why I feel like there has been a government agency that has got in and made a deal with these leaders that they're not going to go but so far. This has nothing to do with the Bible, but everything to do with politics. And we just need to think like this as a people. That black liberation is the gospel. Salvation of Yah's people, Israel, is the gospel, y'all. So, y'all, this is just a little taste, y'all. I just wanted to get y'all brains thinking. This thing gonna get heavy. I got some more sources that I want to hit you guys with a little bit later. But this is gonna be a whole series that we're gonna be doing throughout February, along with the love series, because I need to convince my people that it is not wrong to love yourself. That you can't love your neighbor if you don't love yourself. The commandment is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. But we have been writing counterfeit checks withdrawn from a bank account with nothing in it. Because if we're expected to love other people when our people are oppressed, our love is not genuine. Because a man that is tending to the flock of God, if his own family ain't doing right, he's worse than an infidel. If you ain't looking out for your home first, charity begins at home, right? So I'm gonna do that love series and that Black Power series. We're gonna be talking about this stuff more, guys. I also have some book reviews on you. I have the Negro Question book review that's coming up. I just finished that book. Shout out to our subscriber that asked for that review. I'm gonna be doing that thing. I'm gonna put that comment on the screen. But I love you guys. Love you guys with the love of the Most High. We just gotta be about the business, y'all. We gotta love our own first. And I'm trying to ease my family. I know I got a lot of family that's like, what? I'm trying to ease you guys into this. And I know a lot of Israel that's tuned in and like, man, why is he breaking it down at this level? I mean, we already know this stuff. But I just want to take you guys on this journey methodically. That it's not wrong to love your own, and that Christ came for Israel. And if we be the descendants, that means the work has not changed for thousands of years. That the same struggle has been going on. That Israel trying to free themselves from the Romans then. The Roman descendants and the Israelite descendants are going through the same struggle. Which shows you the spiritual component of this thing. That this is a fight that's been going on for a long time. And all it takes is the faith of the people to believe that we can come together and that the Most High would fight for us despite the numbers. Despite how many bombs America got, it's Israelites, it's leaders that I talk to that are afraid, oh, America will destroy us. That's the same fear the Pharisees had. That's the same fear that when Gideon was going to fight the war, it was people that was afraid. He said, man, all I need is 300 people that believe, right? It's not about numbers for the Most High. It's about faith. And we got to believe that the Most High is with us, and us being Israel ain't just some, oh, that's just some nice history lesson. Us being Israel means something. And it's young people that's in my city that's killing each other because they don't know who they are. And we say, well, you know, that don't really matter. If you tell them that they're Israel, they still don't really care. But you haven't done it. And see, I see if these were men that have been teaching this thing, and we got organizations set up in our city that's going out and saying, you more than what you become. Going out there, getting your hands dirty, going into these neighborhoods. These leaders are not doing it. But they're saying that doesn't matter because it's not affecting them. But as soon as it affects them, then we won't change. And this is the state of black people, y'all. I just got to keep it real. We got to love ourselves intentionally. And this gospel and this awakening of us being Israel is the only way. If a people don't have a culture and a heritage, you ain't going to be able to unify them. They got to speak the same language. We all got to have a flag, a culture, something that we can agree on, y'all. I just want to say peace, blessings. I love you guys. Y'all be blessed. Stay prayed up. Stay in the spirit. All praise to the Most High.